We are still praying for miracles in the devastation of the tornado that hit this weekend. It's something that we literally have never seen in America. This is the longest stretch of a tornado, what would you call it, swath in the history of the United States. It was an EF3 tornado, and it cleaned a large swath of about 100 miles, isn't it?
No, it was over 200
miles.
I mean, what on earth? Because you think about, we have these stories every once in a while, and you think about, okay, there are a few tornadoes that hit different areas, like a series of them in one storm cell. This was like one really long tornado that went across multiple states. And I mean, the devastation is
never seen anything like it. Mm-hmm. We know that the 80 are dead. This is the last update I got. If you have a different number,
yeah, they think 80 is the official number. They do think it's going to go over 100.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Many people are still missing. It is, if you have never experienced a tornado, they are terrifying. I remember my grandfather talking about living in Iowa, and the tornadoes would roll through, and he used to tell stories about how straw could be driven through telephone poles. And it's one thing to hear it, and it's another thing to experience it. I've, thank God, never experienced, getting close to a tornado. I've been within 10 miles, and it was spooky enough 10 miles away. But I've gone to several sites after. And when they say a town is gone, the town is gone. I've seen tornadoes take houses and literally turn it into paper pulp and throw the house against the wall of another building that remains intact. But everything that was the house and in the house is now pulp. And it's like wallpaper all over. The force is absolutely incredible. Makes you feel appropriately small.
It does. And this is the type of thing that is so overwhelming it's the type of thing that they like to take advantage of when it comes to the climate change stuff. You saw the FEMA director coming out and saying this over the weekend. Oh, well, this is, what we're what to look forward to in climate change. And it's sad that they go to those things immediately. Considering especially there's just basically no evidence at all that ties climate change to increased tornadoes or tornadoes becoming more destructive. That's, of all the areas that they have and have studied on climate, this is one that they really legitimately have nothing. They're not even claiming to have anything. We had in between 2020 and 2000 and 2020, there were 5 EF5 tornadoes, 5 of them in 20 years. From 1954 to 1974, we had 36 of them.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the long-term trends on larger tornadoes over a century, what you see is a slight decrease in the number of them. It's not an increase, not a complete drop-off. Like when we talk about deaths from climate-related events, you have a complete drop-off in 100 years, a drop-off of over 98% of climate-related deaths. So that one is like really compelling to say, hey, whatever we're doing right now is making things better in this area. The tornadoes, you wouldn't argue that you're making it better with what we're doing. You would say that people are surviving more often when they get hit. Obviously, there's some innovations we've made there, but there are fewer of them slightly over 100 years, which would indicate climate change is not the thing driving these things, right? I mean, if anything, there's a slight decrease, which gives you the opposite of what the media is going to be telling you all week long. And it's really unsettling because you look at what has happened to these areas. I mean, legitimately, as you mentioned, wiped off the map.
Yeah.
Horror story after horror story of real people suffering. And it's going to be, it's sad to watch the media go through their normal cycles on this.
And I know the media says that thoughts and prayers do nothing. But at least the people in these areas know that thoughts and prayers are deeply meaningful, and our thoughts and prayers are with all of the people that were in that 200-mile stretch. Mercury One already has people on the scene. If you would like to donate, you can just go to mercury1.org, mercury1.org, and help the people who have now absolutely nothing. You know, in floods and everything, you can kind of take some things away, but in tornadoes, it's all gone. It's just gone. And it's so indiscriminate. You know, it'll take half a house and the other part of the house is completely fine. It's just so bizarre and terrifying. It is. I've been through hurricanes, earthquakes, storms of all kinds. I have not had one close, but we could see them on the horizon. And those things are so frightening because they can, unlike this one, they can just suck up back into the sky and stop and then come back down someplace else. And it is so indiscriminate. Mercury1.org. Mercury1.org.